Back when Rebel Clash came out, I did a video on Galarian Darmanitan, and it actually wasn't that bad. But that deck had a Frostmoth in it, and that's about the only reason it was good. This theme deck relies on unreliable cards to get energy into play, and the results aren't nearly as good. While Galarian Darmanitan is obviously the star of the deck, doing 80 damage and spreading 10, and then doing 170 for 4 energy, which is really good, there are a couple of decent support Pokemon, especially Pelipper. For 3 energy, it does 110 damage, and you move an energy from this Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon, so if it gets knocked out the following turn, you only lose 2 energy instead of 3, so that's pretty good. The Wishy-Washy, yes, it only has 30 hit points, but Deep Sea Swirl just lets you shuffle your hand into your deck and draw 8. That is really good. And the Kangaskhan, let's see where it is, Rally Back. If you play your cards right and you attach your energy perfectly, it can deal 120 damage after one of your Pokemon gets knocked out, so that can be really good for its comeback potential. And to help with your Pokemon getting knocked out, it also plays Lucky Egg. So when one of your Pokemon gets knocked out and this is attached to it, you draw until you have 7 cards in your hand. Lucky Egg is just an amazing card, and it's one of my favorite cards for single prize decks in Standard, so it's great in this deck. But what isn't great is something like this Galarian Darmanitan. Yes, you can hit something that has a weakness to fire, but it doesn't spread. You have to discard all water energy. That's not great. The only reason you'd use this is if you have to use it and maybe you're facing one of the Zacian or Zamazenta decks. But other than that, it is horrible. And while Suicune might be really good if you're trying to build a budget deck with Frostmoth, Aurora Loop does 130 and you put 2 water energy back into your hand. So with Frostmoth, that combos perfectly. But in a theme deck with only Turbo Patch and Beatty as your energy acceleration, that is just devastatingly bad. And continuing with the supporters, Birdkeeper and Hop are 6 out of your 8 draw supporters, and they only get you 3 cards. Birdkeeper can't be used if you only have 1 Pokemon. And Research is really good normally, but when you don't play Ordinary Rod, having to discard your hand it can be really tough. So I'm not too terribly excited about this theme deck, but I do prefer Galarian Darmanitan over Galarian Sirfetch'd. So let's see if this deck performs slightly better than the other one did. And I'm facing off against the Rillaboom theme deck. So I think, with Wishy-Washy in the deck, I think that's really the only support Pokemon, but I still think you want to go second. And I do start Wishy-Washy, and wow, this is an amazing starting hand to use with Wishy-Washy. So they started one of their worst starters. It's really only good, once you can get it powered up. I'm going to have a really tough time knocking it out, but you want to start Gossifleur in this deck, and maybe Cottony. You don't want to start Snorlax unless you have a switch. And let's see if they got a Hop. Okay. So I'm going to Deep Sea Swirl. I'm going to give my hand a Swirly. And so there's Darmanitan. I'll probably just put down 1 Cubchoo. I forgot to mention Beartic. I don't like Beartic. It is not good. Frozen Slice. It hurts itself. Why would you want to hurt yourself? In theme. And let's get some 8 different cards, please. And this hand is not great. Okay, so they're attaching if they don't have a switch, so they're in not the best position right now. I think I maybe just use, I can't use Birdkeeper. I think I use Wave Splash doesn't do it. This is tough because they're going to have a really powerful Pokemon, and I'm not going to really have a response because I only do 120. Sorry, my computer froze there. This is real tough. I think I use Beatty and just 130. They're doing 130. Wow, this is not a great position to be in. I think I use Deep Sea Swirl again, though. So they'll take the knockout. I do need an energy. I have an energy. I needed 1 energy. I didn't need 100,000 energy. Okay, so they'll take the knockout with Snorlax. I'm going to have to use Rally Back. They are probably going to get an Eldegoss or a Grookey. Yeah, they got the Grookey. So I'm in a tough spot. Snorlax is Snorlax is a horrible starter unless you have a lot of energy. So I think at this point, There's Pelipper, so I think Pelipper is probably who I'm going to attack with, because I can... What I can do is Wave Splash, Wave Splash. I mean, if they get an energy, they're just... No, because they'd have to top deck energy. So I think the odds of them getting it this turn... Oh, crap. Okay. And they have a Whimsicott, and they have a Thwackey. So things are looking the opposite of up right now. I can't do anything. Okay, well, let's do that. There's a Lucky Egg. That is really good. I think I try and Turbo Patch to it. Yeah, heads. Okay, so... Let's put it on the Wingull or the Kangaskhan. I think the Kangaskhan might be the smarter idea. I'll do that. I will Lucky Egg the Cubchoo, and I will attach to the Cubchoo because if I use Chop, that puts it within range of Kangaskhan. So I can do 120 and then I knock it out. This is not how you want to do things. And they have a lot of great stuff in the back. If they have an Eldegoss and an Energy, I'm in a real tough position. Oh, jeez. So they're taking the knockout. They have a Rillaboomer. They're going to research. So they're just an Eldegoss and an Energy away from pretty much taking the lead here. But they whiffed a Great Ball. They have to manually attach. Okay. So I have Suicune. Wow, I got nothing. So who is the better one to attack with? Well, I mean, I have to attack with Kangaskhan. I don't have anyone else. And things are looking real rough here. You know, they got that clutch potion. You know, I was trying to 3-shot this Snorlax, and that didn't work. They had just the busted potion. And drum roll. So they're going to start swinging for 90 and spreading 10. That will be real tough. I can definitely knock it out. And, oh, they whiffed an Energy. Oh, because they attached to the... Okay, that's really good. And, okay, I know I badmouthed the Galarian Darmanitan earlier, but it's actually going to come into play now. So that is my chance. They attached to the Rillaboom instead of the Snorlax, and that cost them. And I have a Beatty. So I'm actually going to win because of this Darmanitan. Because I forgot about the Rillaboom theme deck when I was talking about it earlier. So I take back everything I said, Galarian Darmanitan. Okay. Yeah, I don't like how they mention it's Flame Sack, but that's fine. So I'm taking the knockout with Galarian Darmanitan, the MVP of the deck. I will not discard the Energy. However, they can use Whimsicott and use Cotton Ride, and that would just be the worst thing ever. So I wish Wishy-Washy had Free Retreat. That'd be awesome. So if they do that, I think I'm fine if they do that. No, I do not want to discard all of my energy. I think even if they hit flip heads on Cotton Ride, I think I'm fine because I still have Pelipper. But that was just a clutch Galarian Darmanitan. Thank you for showing up. The Frosty the Crazy Snowman. But they have another Whimsicott, so they're going to have 2 chances to just destroy my board here. And of course they flip heads. Okay, so I'm going to knock him out with Pelipper. Put an energy on the Darumaka. And there's this Suicune. I really don't want to have to be in a position where I use Suicune, but I think I have to use Suicune. Which is just the absolute worst, because I can't depend on anyone else, and this way I have a guaranteed 130 next turn. So if they flip heads, I will have a response. But after that response, I don't have a response. Oh, and they're going to use Blessing of Fluff. Okay. So what they're going to do here is just power up the Maractus and be like, this is what I got. Because they're going to put as much energy on that thing and use powerful needles and hope for the best. And I think I just kind of shore up a victory here. So I will power Cyclone. And then probably just going to put it on the Suicune because that is the smartest move. So I think I just seal the win only because... Oh, it's in my deck. Well, only because of the Galarian Darmanitan. That is the only reason I'm going to win this one. And that is just insane. So what I might do... Oh no, they have another one. And they're taking a knockout. Okay, so this could... If they flip heads, I might lose. So what I might do is power up a different one. Oh man. Please don't let this be how it happens. Okay, let's not let that be how it happens. I'm going to use research. Okay, please don't do it. Please don't be that way. So I have a Galarian Darmanitan. I will probably turbo patch to... Okay, so yeah, it would have probably ended out in a win for me. And if you're playing theme, make sure your challenges, the challenges that you picked, make sure they're tailored to the deck you like playing the most, because your challenges are great. They let you get your coins faster. They let you get free packs when you get to level 16. Do your challenges. Do not ignore them. But yeah, that is the MVP for a reason. The freaking Cottony is super annoying, but I think that was a great first game for the deck. Let's see how it does in the next one. Okay, so it's against the Soaring Storm Dragonite deck. This could be a little tough. I think I want to go first. You know, I got lucky starting the Wishy... Okay, not going first. But I start the Wishy-Washy again, so it doesn't matter. That is absolutely perfect, and I have 2 Wingull. I really like that. You know, oh geez, I'm weak to lightning. That is not great. So Wingull, Pelipper is not going to be nearly as good in this matchup as I thought. But what's going to happen is, well, bad things are about to happen. Let's just put it that way. So they hit me for weakness, but they only do 10 damage. That's fine. I really don't want to use Bear Tick because it's not great. And they did have a supporter, so... I mean, if they evolve, they can't take a knockout. If they stay at Chinchu, they still can't take a knockout. So I'm in an okay position. Not a good position, but an okay position. And there's a Pelipper, so I guess I do that. Sure. And then I will put probably an air balloon. Well, hang on, what's Bear Tick's retreat cost? It is 3. Wow, great synergy there. Okay. So I'll do that, and probably Deep Sea Swirl. Sure, because maybe I get a bidet or something. And then I can put the Wingull in the active, bidet to the Pelipper, and not do that at all. Okay. So they're taking a knockout. They just have a lowly Chinchu, and I can't do anything about it. Okay. And Lightning Strike, yeah, they definitely don't want to discard their energy. That would be real bad. And I think this is just a really bad matchup. I forgot about all the Lightning Pokemon in there. And so I'll put you there. I will Great Ball, hopefully get somebody useful. There's Darmanitan, don't want to get that. Definitely want to get Kangaskhan because it forces them to two-shot it or just not really do anything. Well, they have 110, so yes, I will put it on the Pelipper. There's no way I'm attacking with anybody this turn. And there's Great Ball, so hopefully I get a Darumaka. No. So I think I sack a Kangaskhan. Because if I sack a Kangaskhan, then that is good? Or do I sack a... No, actually the Suicune's weak to lightning, so just putting the Kangaskhan up there... It's the best of a bad situation, that's for sure. Okay, and they're using Lightning Strike. Are they getting rid of all their energy? They are, but they will have a Thundurus, but they don't have a Tornadus on their bench. So I might be able to make some things happen. And actually, I can attack with Kangaskhan this turn. So I think that's what I want to do, because that's probably the smarter option. So yes, I will rally back, because I can't take a knockout on the Thundurus. Pelipper does 110, Kangaskhan does 100, so it doesn't matter who... Well, actually, now that I think about it, If I take the knockout with Pelipper, they might take a knockout with Thundurus, and then I can rally back and take the knockout there. So I think if you're in that situation, I think maybe you reverse the order. You attack with Pelipper, take the knockout on the Lantern, then use Kangaskhan to take the knockout on the Thundurus. So I think I did that backwards. Okay, so where are we? I'm going to do that. I think Bird Keeper into the Wingull is probably the safe bet. It was not the safe bet. I really don't want to use Frozen Slice. Okay, so I will Turbo Patch. Well, that is what I'm doing, I guess. So Turbo Patch there. I will evolve into Beartic. I mean, they can't do anything to disrupt my hand, so I'm okay there. And I will Hammer in. So I'm taking the knockout. That's good. We're tied in prizes. They're going to probably knock me out. Or actually, they can't. So the Kangaskhan was the smart idea. I will have a Beartic ready to go. I will have a Pelipper 1 energy away. So I've kind of stabilized after a very interesting start. But I think overall, if you faced, the majority of the final year of Sun and Moon theme decks, if you faced all of them 10 times, this deck would probably only win 2 or 3 out of those 10, just because these decks have way better supporter counts. They have something like, this one just has Pidgeotto that can just get you a card. The Alolan Grimer is a free attack to get 2 cards. That's great. The Tornadus and Thundurus, they can spread and deal big damage. And then the supporter count. You have Cynthia, Lily, Bugcatcher sucks, but Tate and Liza, the supporter count is great. Okay, I think I just won because I'm going to go ahead on prizes, and I have a lot of things set up, and I will do that. So for them to win, I'm going to... Actually, I can research this turn. Pelipper has a 2 retreat cost, that's fine, and I'll research, and we'll see what happens. So there's Lucky Aid, there's Darumaka. I don't really want to attach the Lucky Aid right now, do I? I don't really see the need. Well, no, because I'm getting a prize card. And I don't know. Let's just attach it. I get to draw 1 card. Maybe it'll make a difference. Maybe it'll be a bidet or something. But I have Beartic. There's another Lucky Egg. I'm going to have a Darmanitan with a ton of stuff, but unfortunately, I don't knock out a Thundurus. So maybe I was a little premature in my celebration there. And you're just sort of seeing how powerful these Sun and Moon theme decks, the end of Sun and Moon theme, they have so much potential in them that they can have a bad start, a bad middle, and they can just close out a game really well. I've used the Beatty, I've used the Turbo Patch. I don't really have much else going on. They are in a great position right now. I'm going to have to rely on a Galarian Darmanitan at some point. Actually, yeah, I think that was a mistake. I think I should not have done that. I should have attached to the Pelipper. So what I want to do is retreat into... Yeah, I think I gotta get rid of the Pelipper because I don't want to give them a turn where they just do whatever they want. So yeah, that was a mistake. Learned from my mistake. I should have attached to the Pelipper. Maybe use Power Cyclone? I don't know. And the reason I put this in the active is I would have put the Galarian Darumaka, but I don't really have a good way of retreating that. I'd have to waste an energy to do that, and that's not great. Especially in theme and a theme deck like this. If I give them 1 extra turn, they can put me in just a horrible position. So I need to just let them take this knockout, and then I take a knockout with Thundurus. Maybe I can get another Kangaskhan up and running. But it's unfortunate that Pelipper only does 110. If it did 120, this would be a much different game. But the Tornadus and Thundurus, okay, and there's that. So I only have 6 cards left in my deck. That's a little sketchy. And, okay, so, yeah, I can't really do a whole lot. So I gotta rally back and, yeah, hopefully BD and Turbo Patch show up because that's gonna be really important. So I haven't really, have I even had a chance to check my full deck? I don't even think this deck plays anything that lets you do that. So you will never actually know your prizes when you play this deck because Great Ball doesn't let you do a deck search. Whereas with this deck, you play Pokecom, that lets you see your deck. And I think it also plays, yeah, Pokemon Fan Club. So that's something I didn't think of until now is you can never actually see your deck with this deck, which is crazy because you don't play Call for Family like the Sirfetch'd deck. You don't play anything that lets you look into your deck. So that is interesting. That's very interesting. I don't know if there's ever been a theme deck like that before, has there? Where you just cannot see your... Okay, so I'm rambling a little bit. That just seems a little weird to me. Unfortunately, I did not get what I needed. So I will just Birdkeeper into Pelipper. I needed BD, and either in my 2 prizes or in the 2 cards left in my deck, I have something that I need desperately. So I have to take the knockout with Bear Tick. I will Air Balloon that. I can't Lucky Egg because it wouldn't get me any cards. And so I'm going to use BD next turn. They don't have anything that can save them. The Crushing Headbutt's going to win me the game, so I do win the game. This was really stressful, and just the way I win is Crushing Headbutt does 170, so I will use BD and an attachment, and I will knock out whatever they put in the active. So that is really good. I definitely prefer this one to the Sirfetch'd deck, just because of Galarian Darmanitan. I mean, Frosty the Snowman, come on. How can you not prefer this over that? It's just so much better, and you can't use Crushing Headbutt the next turn, but you can use it the turn after that. With Sirfetch'd, you can never use Meteor Assault again as long as you're in the active, and this just has an amazing backup attack. I really like Pelipper. I hate Suicune, but Pelipper with Power Cyclone, if you can take a knockout, it's great, but otherwise it's kind of underpowered, as you saw. So this was a bit stressful, but in the end, I will take the win. And what do you think? Am I going to get my Turbo Patch here? I say no. And so this is a Turbo Patch, or the last card in my deck is a Turbo Patch. That's kind of crazy. So I do that, I evolve, and yeah, Soaring Storm took me to the edge. So what do you think? Is the last card in my deck a Turbo Patch, or is it my prize card? Take your bets, and the last card in my deck is a Turbo Patch. That is insane. So I think I will definitely end the video here because that was a great final game. For multiple reasons, I prefer the Galarian Darmanitan deck. You know, I'm pretty sure they both play BD and they both play Turbo Patch, but I really like Kangaskhan. For 2 energy, you just do 120 damage if somebody got knocked out. It's pretty beefy at 130 hit points. It has 100 damage attack for 3 energy. That's really good. And the Wishy-Washy is definitely one of the best Pokemon that you can attack with on the first turn you can attack. You shuffle your hand into your deck and get 8 cards. That is amazing. Obviously, the deck might have some issues with power, like with Pelipper, and the Suicune is just, I wish it wasn't in the deck. It is so bad. You know, if you're building a standard deck, okay, if you're going to build a deck out of a theme deck, like a standard deck out of a theme deck from the Sword and Shield era, this is the best one. Galarian Darmanitan is definitely the best one. You just basically cut out the Kangaskhan, add in a Frostmoth and a Snom, put some Capacious Buckets in there, add some better supporters, and there's not much else that you need to do. Frostmoth accelerates energy. Maybe put another Lucky Egg in there, have maybe energy retrieval. But if you're going to turn something into a standard deck out of a theme deck from this era, the Darmanitan, the Snowman, is the best choice. And I'll leave a link to my video in the description, but that was from the Rebel Clash era. We're in the Darkness Ablaze era now. So there's probably some more updates you can make. Let me know if you do. And other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.